Dreamforce is sort of like if Coachella and Disney World had a baby, and then they dressed it up in a blazer and gave it a branded backpack and then sent it to San Francisco for 4 full days of meetings. There are mascots and traffic cops funneling 200,000 across the street, up the escalator, down the hall to one of the 3,000 breakout rooms. There are executives, entrepreneurs, trailblazers, all huddled around the stage, soaking up the newest complex customer journey. Customer dinners, after parties, U2 concerts. There are so many hotel rooms sold that one year they had to put their surplus on a cruise ship. Imagine 400 sponsors all forking over up to 6 figures for a plot of carpet. And guess what? It is worth it. In B2B, it can be hands down one of the biggest weeks of the year. It can generate more pipeline in 3 days than the previous 300 combined. And this year, none of that is happening. So let's break down how Dreamforce is pivoting and going digital in this episode of Boom, Events in the Tech Stack. Hey, welcome to Boom. This is a show about events and the tech stack. I'm Ben. I'm the CEO of Splash. Splash is event marketing software for your live, virtual, or hybrid events. If you are a CRM junkie, like yours truly, you wait all year to hear what products are getting released at Dreamforce. And this year, there are some big things coming out of Salesforce. Hey, whoa, we've got some breaking news here. I was about to press publish on this video, and Salesforce just now announced it will pay $27.7 billion for workplace collaboration software Slack. Whew, that is one way to spice up Dreamforce. Touche, Mark. Okay, later on in this video, I'm going to be talking about Salesforce's big vision and how it puts them head to head with Adobe for the hearts and minds and workflows of marketers. Even more true now. So pay attention there, and I'll do a follow-up video about how the collaboration suite is transforming before our eyes. 2020, holy cow. Hey, by the way, while we're here, now is a great time to hit like and subscribe to our channel. Okay, perfect. All right, back to the show. Okay, let's take a step back, and I'm gonna do my best to explain what Salesforce is and their big vision. At least the best that I can. Okay, at its core, Salesforce's Sales Cloud, which is their bread and butter, is kind of like a shared Rolodex for your entire sales team. But instead of sticky notes, you can keep track of every single lead automatically using technology. But in this age of internet, the amount of information you can glean about your customers is pretty much endless. So Salesforce has been on a decades-long journey to help you collect, synthesize, store all this information into one single source of truth and store it in your CRM, your customer relationship management system. So think of your CRM as one place to store all of the known data about your customers, things that they've actually told you by filling out a form, RSVPing to an event, or telling you directly in a conversation. But in the age of digital, there are so many other things you can glean about your customers by what they do online. If they stop by your website, clicked around, opened an email, any way that they show intent. That information is stored in something that's called a CDP, a customer data platform. And CDPs are very powerful because they can also help you match anonymous data like cookies or browsers or IP address with the known data in your CRM. So CDP and CRM. How about all the other things that your customers do around the internet or people that do things similar to your customers? Well, that information is stored in something that's called a DMP, a data management platform. Now we're getting into like the ad tech world. A DMP is where you store second and third party data from all across the internet. Now, as I mentioned, Salesforce started as a CRM, and then in 2016, they bought a DMP called Crux, and then they renamed that Audience Studio. And then this last year, they bought Evergage, a CDP, and renamed that Interaction Studio. And so now they have all three of these treasure troves of data storage. And their big vision is to feed all of this into one single source of truth that they call Customer 360. Listen to their CEO, Mark Benioff, describe it here in last year's keynote.
And as we move into this data revolution, I think we can squarely say that this fourth wave of computing is now on us. We've moved from systems of record, where many of us started in the industry, to systems of engagement. We moved from systems of engagement to systems of intelligence. And we started talking about that now several years ago. Well, now we're moving from systems of intelligence towards something in computer science that we've been talking about for years, the single source of truth. And that is why we have also enhanced the Customer 360. Now we're going to show you a new version of the Customer 360, one that has the single source of truth built deeply inside of it, and the SSOT as a part of the architecture of Salesforce. So when they're talking to our salespeople or our service people or our marketing professionals or operating with us in commerce, we actually know who they are, and we have one record on them, the single source of truth.
Okay, that's a big vision, but once you have all this data stored neatly in your CRM, what should you do with it? Well, of course, you send them through wonderful personalized digital journeys that drive purchases, obviously. So in 2012, Salesforce acquired a B2C marketing suite called ExactTarget. Then in 2013, they acquired a B2B marketing suite called Pardot, and with it, their founder, Adam Blitzer. More on him in a sec. These systems allow you to send messages to your customers, to push out messages, and I mean a lot of messages. Last year, they sent 655 billion emails, which I'm pretty sure is more emails than any other marketing tech in the world. They also were only surpassed in the number of text messages that they deployed by Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T. No big deal. Okay, so a huge amount of push, but traditionally, marketers would agree Salesforce has not been especially strong at pull. So companies would use other systems like Adobe or WordPress or Splash to power their websites, their forms, and their events. But in 2016, Salesforce bought Demandware and rebranded that as Commerce Cloud. This opened up Salesforce's ability to power e-commerce and online purchases, pull. And then this last year, kinda silently, Community Cloud, which had previously been more focused on support and forums, launched a serious content management system, a CMS, a website builder, and saw a lot of traction on powering websites and logged in portals. And then this year, Community Cloud rebranded as Experience Cloud. Beautiful. Okay, so with the table all set, at last year's Dreamforce, Salesforce took some big steps to consolidate the marketing suite vision. They brought all of these products, Marketing Cloud for B2C, Pardot for B2B, Commerce Cloud for e-commerce, and Experience Cloud for website and content management systems under one leader, Pardot founder, Adam Blitzer.
And to create an unbelievable customer experience, we have to connect all of the different departments at our company and all of the different data silos we have. Companies typically optimize in each of these buckets, whether it's the sales experience, marketing, commerce, service, and they might do a great job at each of those. But because they're operating independently, it still feels disjointed to your end customer. You wind up feeling like 4 different companies. Now, who owns this experience? Well, at most companies, no one owns the end-to-end experience. We think it's the job of the marketer and the job of the CMO. Customer experience is the new battleground, and nailing that is the way to drive growth.
Okay, so that was last November, and then the pandemic hit. And pretty much every company in the world had to accelerate their plans to get online and find new customers in a digital space. Everyone was talking about digital transformation, fast. So the Marketing Cloud, which had been doing pretty well and growing at a healthy clip, started gaining a ton of market share over the past 2 quarters, which leads us to September 23rd at a conference called DMEXCO, where virtually, of course, Adam Blitzer announced the solidification of their digital marketing suite. All of these clouds in one single package called Digital 360. Not to be confused with Customer 360, although they are connected. Okay, Adam Blitzer said every company has gone digital overnight because of the pandemic. And with Digital 360, we're enabling them to move with the speed, agility, and scale they need to operate at Black Friday levels every day. So what does all of this mean? Well, in my mind, if Digital 360 continues to see traction, within a couple years, call it 2 to 3 years, Salesforce could be the company that actually closes the loop on the end-to-end customer experience. This announcement of Digital 360 puts these two tech titans head-to-head over the next couple years for who can deliver the personalized, compelling, end-to-end experience for marketers. And this is a huge, multi-year vision. And Salesforce has a serious leg up, but this is far from a foregone conclusion. After all, the last couple years have been a game of 3D chess in the MarTech space, with new complex data privacy rules like GDPR. There are smaller MarTech businesses making a big splash, all innovating quickly and seeing big growth. There's also the ever blurring line between ad tech and MarTech, especially with media giants like Facebook and Google owning the channels. And Dreamforce each year has been a great check-in point on the progress towards this vision. With Digital 360 this year, I think we can safely say they are on track. And if this episode surprised and delighted you, well, I would urge you to like it, share it with a marketer you love, and come check back in next time as we explore the innovation explosion in the virtual event space. I'm Ben, this is Zoe, and we'll see you next time on Boom, Events in the Tech Stack. Say bye.